fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Shinkalion Z E7 Azusa set from Shinkansen Henkei Robo Shinkalion Z the animation. And this is a set that has two trains in it, so we have the E7 Kagayaki and then the E353 Azusa. So basically this is kind of the support train that forms new arms for any of the robots. It doesn't work for just the E7. You're going to be able to mix and match them. You can see the little icon over here showing that the arms and legs are interchangeable with all the different train robots, so we'll take a look at that. I'm not really sure why it's just called the E7 Azusa set. I guess just because they didn't want to have to write the full name of both trains and make it a ridiculously long name. I'm okay with it. But you can see the box here, really nice artwork here. I like this. You have kind of a CG rendering of the train with the new arms attached and this cool axe weapon, which I think looks really neat. Taking a look at the top. Apparently I need to spin it around. Just kind of more of the same. Over here on this side, you have the Kagayaki and the Azusa in train form. And then over here on this side, it just kind of shows you, if I can pan this up, you have the train, you have the standard robot on its own, you have the extra train, and then you have the combination down here. And then if we take a look on the back here, again, it just kind of shows off how the smaller train forms new arms, and then you switch them out. And then it also shows that you can bring in other trains, give them new legs, mix and match like I talked about. So pretty fun little play pattern for this line. I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of the box. There'll probably be a few stickers I have to apply, so I'll get it all set up and then we'll take a closer look. So here's a giant pile of parts. I wanted to show it off like this because this is how it comes in the box. Yes, the directions are pretty good, but I still wanted to walk you guys through how to connect everything and put everything together. So we'll start with some of the easy stuff here. You have this kind of flatbed that goes with this. It's a very easy connection. You can take the two axe pieces and you're going to peg one in here, and then you're going to peg the other one in on top of that. Actually, no, I think I've done this backwards. I think this one is supposed to peg in first. It's kind of oddly specific so that it fits inside. There you go. And then this just drops in on top like so. And then that's kind of your middle car, so I'm going to put that off to the side. We'll start over here with the front section. Obviously, this is going to become the torso and head. Head looks pretty good. I like the design, the gold, the blue, the green eyes really pop. I think that all looks really good. It has this fin on top that can slide forward. And I'm not really sure why. I don't believe this is how it looks in the robot mode. I don't think this is the correct stance for it in the robot mode. I think you're supposed to slide it back. But you can close it up with it slid back like this, so I don't really see the need for it to go forward. So if it's supposed to be like this, okay, I guess I just do it wrong, but I think it looks much better like that, so that's how I'm going to leave it. But you just push this. First of all, you have to move the torso section in, because that's going to actually free this up, because this being descended all the way down locks this in place. Then you can just pop this in, close that up, and then there you go. There's the front of the train. Really nicely painted. All the gold and the silver there. All looks really, really good. We need to find the two arm pieces. These are going to peg together like so. And then you can see the two connection points are going to peg in right there. So there we go. There is the one part of the train. Now we're going to take the little connector pieces. And if you watched my video on the E5, you'll know that these are separate now. They're completely detachable from the robot mode. You also want to pick out the right colors, because you can see that there are some that are like a different shade of gray, and they go for the smaller train. So you want this shade of gray. I know it's hard to tell, but when you have them next to each other in person, it's a lot more visibly noticeable. So you want the like brownish gray, I guess, for lack of a better term. We're going to keep those separate. This is going to peg in here. And then we're going to peg in this over here. Is this the right connection that I want? No, I want the other one. Here we go. So peg those in. They just peg in underneath. And there you go. That is that train. And then the last train for this one, you're going to take this leg section. This is going to become the waist and hips and, I guess, upper thighs of the robot. This is going to come over here. You can see that there are two peg holes on the side. There are two pegs right here. So this is going to peg on like that. This is going to peg on and then all snap together. And then these pieces, there's a little slit right here, and there's a little rectangular peg right down there. That's just going to peg onto that, like so. And you just want to make sure that that's pegged in all the way. And then we're going to bring these pieces in and peg them underneath. There you go. So now you have the 3 pieces of the train. You can go ahead and connect this on here. And this one connects on here. And there's your full E7 train. Now, of course, we do have a few pieces left over, so we're going to go ahead and put the 353 together. The peg here is going to peg into the fist here, and that's just going to line up like that. And then you're going to take this piece, and you can see that there are 2 peg holes and 2 pegs, so that just pops on there. And then you basically have one whole half of the train. You're just going to repeat the steps with the other half, like so, and then put these 2 pieces together very simply. And then you're going to take these pieces and peg them in underneath. And there you go. You can take the big axe piece and peg this on up top for storage, or you can put it off to the side, however you prefer. So there are your 2 trains. Now, unfortunately, because there's no connection on both sides for this one, you can't really like put it in the train of trains. The train of trains. You can't really connect it in the line here. You can connect it to other ones. Like you could take this off of here and connect this onto here if you wanted to do something like that. So then you could have 2 tiny trains or 2 car trains. But unfortunately, there's no way to hook all 4 of them together. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But other than that, I think they look great. They roll very nicely. They're all part of the plow rail system. So if you have plow rail track, they should connect to that no problem. Otherwise, you just have this one little solo train here. But yeah, they look pretty good. So let's go ahead. Let's get into some transformations. Alright, so if you saw my Hayabusa video, this is going to transform very similarly. First, we're going to take this middle section here. We're going to open it up. We're going to pull the weapons out. You can close it back up and then just put it off to the side. That doesn't really serve any other purpose. So here we have the 2 axes. We'll separate them. You can see that they are different. Part of me loves that they're different just for, you know, a little bit of variety, but another part of me kind of wishes that they were the same for symmetry. But whether you like it or not, they are different. They each have a peg on one side, a peg hole on the other, because they're going to be combined in some other combinations and things. And then you have the pegs on the bottom so they can be held. So we'll put them off to the side for the time being. We'll start with the legs. So we'll take this half. The first thing you got to do is remember to take these off. Half the time I forget, and then I start trying to take other things apart, and it won't come apart because these are holding it all together. These actually peg in pretty nicely, so... Again, you just have to put these off to the side. There's no great place to store them, which I don't really care for, but, you know, got to put them somewhere, so put them off to the side. We're going to split this so that these pieces come off like so. Then we're going to split this, and these pieces will unpeg from the side as well. And then now we have our little, like, hip torso area, midriff section. Go ahead and push that up and peg that into place. There we go. Kind of spread those apart. So we're going to have a waist swivel here by this piece. We're going to have really nice ratchets in the hips, as you can hear. You have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees. So really nice articulation there. Coming to what will become the lower leg, we're going to flip up this panel down here. Flip down this foot, flip out the ankle, and then this section is going to kind of flop down like that. Again, transforms exactly the same as the Hayabusa. You're going to match these up, peg that on there, and there you go. There is one of your legs. Do the same over here. And there you go. We have both of our legs. So we're going to go ahead and just plug these in. And there we go. There is the lower half of the robot. So we're going to zoom out and pan up. Get a little bit of ankle tilt going on there. Now we'll do the upper half of the robot. We're going to first remember to disconnect these. I always forget that. Then we're going to unpeg this back section. Let me adjust the camera a sec. So we're going to flip this up, and then this will just kind of fold down. You can, whatever you decide to do with the head crest, you can slide it forward or leave it back, and then you're going to push this down, and that locks that in place so that this doesn't move around. You can take this and drop it right on top. Then we're going to take these two pieces, split them apart, bring this down, click that up into place, bring this down, slide that up, peg in your first arm, do the same over here, and again, pretty much exactly the same as the Hayabusa. And there you go. There is your combined Kagayaki robot mode. Give him some articulation here. And then we'll give him the two axes. So I think he looks great. Love the color scheme. The gray, the white, the blue, and the gold all really work well together. Pretty much the exact same articulation as the Hayabusa. Head's on a ball joint over here, so you can move it all around. A little bit of side-to-side tilt. A little hindered by just kind of how the pieces around his head are, but you can move it around. You do have nice ratchet here in the shoulder. You have a hinge here in kind of the lower part of the shoulder. Bicep swivel, elbow joint, wrist movement, waist swivel, and then I already showed you the waist and thigh swivel and double jointed knees, and then you do have some ankle tilt. It's kind of a ball joint, so really it can move all the way around, so nice movement there in the ankle. But yeah, he looks really good. I like him a lot. I'm going to bring in the Hayabusa so you can see them together. I think they look great. Really, really cool. Now, again, you can switch the parts around. So if we wanted to take the arms off, you just unplug them, plug these in instead. There you go. You can even do it with the feet. As you can see, it's very simple to just unpeg one, plug in the other. Oops. I promise it's actually very easy. I'm just not getting a good grip on this. There we go. All right, let me move these around. So the limbs are completely swappable, which is a really fun play pattern. You can completely move all the different arms and legs. You could mix and match. You could do one of each arm, one of each leg. Just completely swap everything around. I think that's a lot of fun. So really neat play pattern. And of course, we do have another set of arms to add into the mix. So transforming these arms is actually pretty simple. We're going to go ahead and just take the axe off. You're going to completely, first we have to take the bottom pieces off. I always forget that. Put them off to the side. Then you're going to completely split this down the middle. You're going to separate those three pieces off like this. It's a little difficult to unpeg the fist from that peg. Just be a little careful with it. You're going to bring this around, rotate the fist. This piece you're going to, you can see that there's kind of a slide joint here. This is going to slide up and click into place like that. And then this is going to peg onto the side like so. And you can see that that kind of lines everything up, so that just fits perfectly. And then this is going to peg on top of here. So just like that. And there you go, there's one of your arms. Going to repeat the process over here. Unpeg this. Unpeg this. Bring this around. rotate the hand, slide that up, peg this in, and then drop this on top. There we go. And now we have our new set of arms. So I will zoom out and pan the camera up a little bit and bring in the E7. Disconnect his existing arms. And then peg in our new arms. Oops, apparently pop off the shoulder pad. Peg that right back on there. And there you go. I really like the giant chainsaws in the arm. I think that's pretty neat. The shoulder pads look pretty good. The color scheme overall still matches, but again, you can switch these out with anything. You can switch them in with the E5 as well. He does have this giant axe, which you can go ahead and equip. Which for whatever reason, there it goes. I was going to say, he does not want to peg into his hand. Also, you can bring in the other axes from E7 and just peg these in on the side here and give him this kind of four-bladed axe melee weapon, which is actually pretty cool. So I like that a lot. I think he looks great. I really like the heft of the shoulder pads. I think that's actually a really cool look. I love the chainsaw, like gauntlets, Wolverine style, over here on the side. I kind of wish that they retracted. At first I thought they did, but they don't. I just think it would have been really neat if they could have retracted into the forearm and then there was like a slide underneath to, again, Wolverine style, have them extend out. I also really like the four-bladed axe. I think that's really cool. So, really neat combination here. I think this is a great set. E7's a fantastic robot. Great color scheme, great paint applications, great articulation. Pretty much the same articulation as the E5, but I had no problem with that either. I like the play gimmick of switching out the arms and the legs, and you can do that with any of the robots as I demonstrated with the E5. You know, these auxiliary arms, it's not relegated to just that. But I think this is a really cool set. I love the axes. I love the chainsaw arms. I do kind of wish that they could retract in, but I get it. It's not a big deal. And because of how it transforms, it's not really possible. So I understand that. Not too much stickers to put on. That's nice. And the few stickers you do put on, you know, stick really well, look really good. Yeah, there's really not too much to complain about with this one. If you're enjoying the Shinkalion line or you like the last line, I say go ahead and give these a try. Oh, I was looking at this some more, and I think you are supposed to slide the fin forward. I think, because looking at the box, it does kind of look like it extends a little bit. It's really a preference thing. If you like it slid back, go for it. If you want to slide it forward, that's probably more screen accurate, but it really doesn't matter. But yeah, like I said, there's really not too much to complain about these. Good, solid robot toys. The articulation and the joints and everything are really sharp, really nice, sound nice and tight, like they're going to be good for a long time. Great paint applications. I simultaneously love and hate that these things come off completely, because I did hate these pieces, you know, flying around, flopping around like this on the old robots. But I wish there was some nice place to store these, because otherwise you're just left with a pile of them off to the side. I wish they could store in these better, but unfortunately they can't. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the minor nitpicks. I think it's a good, fun line. I definitely recommend checking it out. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.